What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? It's good to see y'all again. I know you're on your lunch break, but I want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for including me into your day today. Today, I got a nice little special guest for all of my male listeners out there. You know, I bring a lady on every now and then to try to give us some free game. You know what I'm saying? But I want to say welcome to the show. Welcome to the Marcus Stewart podcast. I am Marcus Stewart, and I'm going to let my guest introduce herself. What's your name? Where you from? How old are you? Relationship status? Just give us the rundown.
So my name is Cedrica, but I prefer Drika. You can also just call me Drika Nicole.
Mhm.
I am from Tallahassee, born and raised Tallahassee, Florida. So I'm a Florida baby. I
Mm-mm-mm.
am 27 years young,
Okay.
and I am single.
Okay.
Single
Single.
and don't care to mingle. I just want
Uh,
to
I was
put
just
that
about.
out. I
So look,
don't
I
care.
was just about to. Are you single and searching, or are you single and satisfied? Like you
I
good
am
over here.
single and satisfied.
Okay, all right. Is that hints of like the bad breakup? Somebody broke your heart, or you just like all niggas ain't ish? What we on? What's that?
No, I'm not even in that energy. Honestly, I'm single because I'm choosing to be single.
Okay.
My focus is just on me.
Okay. I got you. I got you. Is it because you ain't just met the right one, or like you just ain't you that ain't you just ain't there? You taking numbers, you taking applications, you going on dates. What I'm asking for my male listeners. You know, somebody might look you up and DM you right quick.
They just might. They just might. Honestly, no. I'm not even gonna hold back. I'm not even gonna hold back. It's not that. I mean, you can say like, oh, you just haven't met the right one. I haven't met the right one. Obviously, I'm single, of course.
Okay.
It's not. I'm just not. My focus is just like I have goals. I have a vision for my life, and
Hmm.
right now, love is just kind of one of those things that just kind of have to be sacrificed. I don't know. I just feel like there comes a point in time in your life where you really have to sacrifice some things. And for me and the trajectory of my life and where I see my life going, and not just only about where I see my life going, but just what I know, what I need for myself out of my life, I got to
Hmm.
put like love on the back burner. Now, everything's in divine timing. So if a person comes along and the vibes are good, because I'm not a person that's easily impressed.
Okay.
I don't dealt with the manipulators. I don't dealt with the gaslighters. I don't dealt with them. I feel like I done dealt with every last one of them out there. So it's just like
Hmm.
you can't get a lot of stuff past me. If I pick up on
Right.
something, I'm out. And it's not even. I might not even address it because sometimes I'll address it, and if they take it into acknowledgement, they take it to acknowledgement. They don't. But yeah, that's just kind of where I'm at right now.
Whoa,
So
whoa. So wait, you the ghoster then. You the one that ghosts. You get your
you
number and
can
then you ghost. You just that's you. You
it in some situations you can say that. You can
oh,
say
that's
that.
terrible. What
But
if a
but
dude okay, look,
listen though.
what if a dude, let's say dude can't come, okay, I'ma get my lines together, say whatever I'm gonna say, catch you at the grocery store. I get your number, I'm all excited to talk to you. I say something you don't like, you like, oh, okay, yeah, he don't know it, but this y'all last conversation, and you you done broke his heart.
So it's honestly it's not like that. It's
Okay,
not like
okay, okay.
that because when I'm dealing with people, I treat people how I want to be treated. That's
All
for
right.
starters. So if you say something or if you do something that may rub me the wrong way or anything in that matter, I'm going to address it. Like I'm gonna let it be known. Like, but then it depends, and I can't even come up with an example right now. It really just varies. Like you can say something let's say it don't really trigger me but it's off, like immediately I
Mm,
get off out of it. I take a mental note. I start taking mental notes of certain things and I feel like I have like this limit to myself. But for the
Mm,
most part, like I'm not just gonna outright ghost you. Like I'll bring it to your attention, and based on how, like I said, how the guy acknowledges it, like how he goes about handling the whole situation of me, me bringing something to his attention. Is he going to dismiss it? Is he going to
mm,
take accountability? Is he going to, is he going to try and like
yeah.
work with me? So it's like over time, I'll just start taking notes and stuff. Then eventually I'll be like, it ain't it
This
ain't
ain't
it.
it.
I
You
really don't
you
like
don't
ghosting people just because like I know the
you don't want to
impact
be
of
ghosted.
ghosting.
Yeah.
Right. People have
Yeah, right, right.
abandonment wounds and shit. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's all right, you good, you good, you good. You good.
People have abandonment wounds. So it's like I really I'm really considerate of other people. And I've been told like,
Mm.
oh, you care too much. And I've accepted about myself. I do. I care too much about stuff like that. But then at the end of the day, it's like a part of me can't care that much because that's a you problem. I can't take on that.
Yeah, see, you know what? I think this is good for my male listeners because um you are in a space that I hear a lot of young ladies your age are in, and that is I'm a focus on my goals, I'm a focus on my vision. You know what? Honestly, this is the truth. You sound a lot like myself. Once I got out, I was in a marriage, and once the marriage ended, I just like I'm gonna focus on this. I had somebody that I would deal with when I wanted to deal with somebody, but I wasn't serious with nobody. I was really just focused on my goals, what I was trying to build, all of the stuff that I was working on, building my money and my body and stuff. And then, once I really got ready to jump back into a relationship, I kind of did, but then at the same time, I don't know, it was different getting back in the field. So the question then is that I'm leading to is what makes in your mind, what makes a relationship not worth it and like the goals and stuff more worth it than the relationship. You get what I'm saying? Like
No,
what
that's
makes that more important or more of a priority in your mind? As I said, a lot of young ladies think the same way that you think, and I'm just trying to understand it.
so. To be honest, I do genuinely think it starts like a deep heartbreak. I'm not even gonna front. Like I'm like for me,
Mm.
so I was actually in a 7-year relationship. I was straight out of high school. So like out of high
Ah,
school, I
okay.
17, yeah, 17 and like my early 20s, 20, I was 23. Yeah, I was 23 when my relationship actually like legit ended.
Yeah,
And from
yeah.
there, it's like, okay, I try, it's like, oh, like I tried to, still mingle but the mingling, it wasn't mingling. And so
Yeah.
I had to get to the point, so serious. And honestly, for some young women, I can't speak for all young women, of course, but I do think like
Right?
for some young women, it takes it really take for you to deal with like I don't even know because I'm not trying to be like degrading or anything like that towards any men, but
Yeah, right.
it really takes for some of us to like deal with like the real ain't excuse my
Ain't
language,
shite.
but the real ain't shit. I'm sorry. Like
Yeah,
I
no,
don't
that's
like
I hear
I
you.
really I really don't like putting that label on dudes, but I'm sorry. Like sometimes it takes you to deal with the real raw dog ain't shit dudes to get to that point.
To
Like, you know
get
what?
you right, right, right. Okay,
I need to
okay.
just let me just pull back. So I'm not even gonna lie. Like sometimes it takes that. And for me, it took that experience, but also it was more so like I had to come to a realization within myself. It's just like, okay, Drika, I think you put in a little too much energy into like trying to find the guy. Like you
Mhm.
got other stuff that you need to be working on. You said you want to do this. And
Right.
for me, I'm the kind of person I don't like to place too many limitations on myself. So it was just like, you know what? I'm gonna be single. I
Yeah.
ain't even gonna worry about it.
Let me go
I'm,
pursue my dreams, my vision,
yeah,
my goal. Yeah, yeah.
exactly. But then it's just like, but I can do both. Like I can actually do both. You can. But for me, when I was trying to do both, again, I had to get to a point to pull back because not only was I trying to juggle both, like my career, my goals, and love, it was really at the point where I had to come into a realization of who I was dealing with, the type of men that I was entertaining. Because what people need to understand is when you're dealing with other people, what they do can heavily impact you. And for
That's very
me,
true.
it's like love and career kind of like merge together for me. So if I'm dealing with the wrong person, my money's going crazy. My money ain't it's not doing what it needs to be doing. The energy of my money is off. And it ties to who you dealing with, whoever you got in your energy.
I can see what you're saying. I can see what you're saying. I can see what you're saying. Okay, okay. So look, I want to agree with you first. You know, on my show, I I got nothing against ladies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you know, if I disagree, I'm gonna strongly disagree. But on this, I can actually agree with you because what sent me on the path was the same. I had an ex, right? And for most of the male listeners, I'm sure if you a guy that's grinding, you on the grind, you trying to get your money, you trying to chase your goals, your vision, your purpose, whatever. I'm sure that had to be born out of an intense breakup, right? But the thing is once I, you know, I don't know, going on that journey and being out the game for so long, and I would pull people just to see if I still got it. You know, I started, working out, and so I wanted to see, okay, let me test my waters out here. Let me see if I still got game. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is like, man, being out of it so long, it's like, man, did I miss something? Am I really choosing right? Like, is my picker off? You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I don't know. So I mean, I guess I'm saying like for a dude that's out there, because young people, man, like my son, love is like it's a big thing. You know, when we was coming up, it wasn't love, it was sex. You could
Yeah.
keep the love. We just want to have all the
We just
sex
want,
and y'all can be in love, right?
yeah.
Yeah, so like I don't know. What in your mind though? Okay, so what is a good man, or what is a definition of a good man? Right? So like we've all had bad experiences. So but what is your definition of a good man? And well, I'm gonna ask that question after that. But what
Okay.
is your definition of a good man? So you 27, right? At the prime you have kids?
Mm-mm.
No kids, free as a bird. You can wake up tomorrow and do whatever you want to do, free to go and be and do, and you can go on a cruise next week, and ain't nobody gonna be. So what is a good man then? So what in your mind for my male listeners out there? She's gonna put us on game, my brother. She 27. What is a good man in your opinion?
In my opinion, it's so weird to answer that question, honestly. And the only reason why I say that is because I have kind of yet to see an example of a good man. Like for
That's a
me,
strong statement. That's a strong
like I
statement.
can have, like, I'm a very dreamy person. So a lot of times, like, I can build like very strong imagination. So I can build an ideology of what a good man is. And to answer your question, like I can't, and this is just going to be me just basing things off from previous relationships. For me, a good man is, for one, someone who has self-control of himself. And what I mean by self-control, I mean a man that's not led by his temptations. It's mute.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I can hear you too. I am so sorry. This stupid computer. All right, forgive me. Thank you for staying in the studio. I know my thing bounced off. I don't know how long I was off, but I apologize to you, my listeners. I'm sorry, fellas. Technical difficulties right quick, but I'm right back. All right. So you was in between answering the question of what defines a good man. So if you say
Yes.
that, you were chasing your goals, your vision, your dreams, what is your definition of a good man? I'm trying to give my guys something to think about, something to aspire to. How would you describe that? I'm sorry for the interruption, but go ahead.
It's okay. It happens. It happens.
Good.
Um, I
Thank
do know the last thing that I was saying that I know I mentioned that I personally don't really have a good example of a good man, but I can base to answer your question, I'm going to just base it off previous experiences, failed relationships, obviously. And from that, for me, a good man, to define a good man would for one be someone who is not led by his temptations. That's like
you.
number one for me. A man who has self-control of himself.
I like
Because
that.
when a man steps outside, there's going to be plenty of other beautiful and attractive women, right?
Hmm.
But what I mean by a man who is not led by his temptations, like don't let the flesh fool you, obviously. Um Another good way to define a good man is a man who this might be this oh gosh, this is probably gonna this, this is probably going to shake
You
some
go.
guys up
All right,
because
all right. We ready, y'all. Get ready, fellas.
uh
Get ready. Put your big boy pants on. Let's hear it.
Lord, you brought a deep person on this podcast.
Yeah, come on, let's go. Yeah, that's why I brought you
This
on.
is
Let's
going to
go.
shake this is going to shake some men up. This is going to shake some men up just because I understand, like, we live in a day, a lot of things is very patriarchal. I'm just going to put it out there. But
Hmm.
another good definition of a good man is a man who has gotten to that point in his maturity, in his evolution, where he's accepted the masculine the masculinity of himself and the femininity of himself. This is going to shake people up. I already know it. I already feel it. This is going to
I, I
shake
just I just
up.
want you to I just want you to describe what you mean when you say
I,
that femininity. So
I'm
do
gonna
you mean
describe it.
to be sensitive? Do you mean to be caring? Do you mean to be, you know, kind of
It's
understanding and patient with the woman?
yeah. It's literally just being in tune with your emotions because
Okay.
from a biological, from a like science does back these things up, but yes,
Yeah,
the feminine energy is more in tune with her emotions. A masculine is more logic. A
that's right.
masculine is more in tune with the physical. And so what I mean by a man who is in tune with both his masculine and his feminine is, yes, a man that's pretty much in touch with his emotions. He doesn't go by the societal standards of, oh, a man don't cry, a man, like, I don't know, that's just me personally. I like men like that. I like men who don't feel ashamed to cry or feel ashamed to
Yeah.
express their emotions. Like, these
Yeah.
are legit things that define maturity, emotional maturity at that.
Yeah. So look, I would say this. Okay. The response that I would have to that is, so what do you say to the dude that's like, he's saying, I do that. I am in touch with my emotions. I know how to cry. I know how to be sad. I know how to be sensitive, right? And then the
Mhm.
women, they say, you too soft. You too, you too, I don't want to say girly because it's not girly to
Yeah.
have emotions, but what is the balance then? I mean, I feel like I could say what I think it is, but to a woman, what would be the balance for a guy who is sensitive, who is in touch with his emotional side like that? What's the balance?
So
Because you still
honestly,
hold
that's
on, because you still need the masculine side, you still need the logical side,
you
right?
do. You do.
Yeah, right. Okay, okay. So in what do you say to that?
So what I say to that, and I feel qualified to speak on it. I feel qualified to speak on this because reflecting back on my 7-year relationship, that was like something that I kept putting onto my ex. Like my ex was a water sign. Not that that's relevant, but it is relevant. He was a water sign, so he was sensitive. And me
Okay.
as a person who came from a background, like I grew up hard, right? Like I had a
Mhm.
mother who was very in her masculine energy, and so
Okay, yeah,
i had
right, right, I
to
get that.
i had to get to this point and looking at myself like, okay, Drinker, you're a little too masculine. Like you getting onto him because he's being sensitive. And I would say things like that, like you're being so sensitive. So to answer your question, the balance to that, the balance to that is where both parties need to have balance in both their masculine and feminine energies, where the woman is not too masculine, um but also not too feminine, if that makes sense. And the same thing for the man, because when both people are off balance, the roles switch.
Yeah, right, right,
She,
right.
the feminine, the biological feminine, is too much in her masculine, and then the masculine ends up in his feminine energy, so the roles always switching, so it causes a major imbalance. So to answer that question, where to find a balance? Well, both parties need to be equally yoked. And by equally yoked, meaning both need to be, no, seriously, both need to be able to balance their own internal masculine and feminine energies. There's going to be times
Yeah,
where the biological feminine need to allow him to be the masculine. She needs to stay in her feminine place,
mhm,
and vice versa. It's no different, like where you see certain families or you see certain couples where, let's say, it's kids involved, son,
right.
daughter, and the dad takes care of the son, and the wife, the mom, or whoever, she like,
Yeah, right, right. She backs
I'm gonna
off,
let
yeah.
you do the job because you want your
Mhm,
son to have a father, right? So let the
mhm.
father be the father. So that's an easy answer right there. Where's the balance? Where both of them need to be balanced. They both need to be equally yoked, and they both need to know how to hone their energies.
Yeah, it's pretty deep right there. But I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. You're saying individually they need to have the balance within themselves before
Exactly.
before you're able to appreciate the balance in another person, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. You know what? That's I can feel you on that. I can agree with that. I thought I was gonna disagree with your answer, but
I mean, it's okay if you disagree. Look, that's the whole point of being two different
yeah,
individuals.
that's right. I'm waiting on it because I want to, but no, I actually got to agree with that. I can agree with you when you say that. Especially for my male listeners. I would say for a man, for me, at that big age that I am, I just got to the point to where I not just got, but in my 30s, let me say, in my mid
Yeah.
30s, I have always been in touch with my emotional side. Never, if I gotta shed some tears, I'm gonna shed some tears. You ain't gonna see me, but I'm not ashamed to say, bro, I had to go let it out right quick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I ain't talking about a number two. I've never been the type to be shied away from my emotions, but to establish that balance within myself, it came in my like early 30s. You know what I'm saying? So that was
Yeah.
experiences, that was a lot of heartbreak and humility, and things didn't go my way, blah blah blah. But I gotta say that you're right. I gotta say that I agree. I'm not gonna say you're right. I'm gonna say I
Y-
agree with you
You
when you
agree.
say each person has to have that balance within themselves. And what you described in the relationship was a woman understanding that there are some things she may disagree with, but she knows he needs to handle that as a man. And then there
Right.
are some things as a man I may disagree with, but I know you need to handle that as a woman, especially when it comes to raising kids. I like that. Okay.
And I
Okay.
don't even
Okay.
and I don't even have kids. I don't have kids, but I observe. I observe a lot, and just from my own growth and my own maturity, my own understanding of things, I'm like, okay, I get it.
Yeah. Okay. I gotta say I got you. See, that's one of the reasons why I wanted you to be on the show, because I felt like you are young, but at the same time you probably was seeing things on another different level. Let me ask you this: Why, in your mind, do you think? And this kind of goes back to what you had said earlier about chasing your goals and stuff. Why do you think now people are not thinking about like getting married? Like, why is the M word and look, first before you answer that, let me say I was not the guy to promote the M word. Okay. Let me tell y'all, I was not the guy to promote love. I was not the guy to promote the M word or being with just no. I was not the guy to promote that. But I'm trying to get some young dude a wife, and I'm trying to get some young lady a husband. What is the thing that's stopping? What's stopping young people? Why don't young people? Why don't do you want to get married?
I do want to get married. Do I care to get married? No.
Okay, so tell me what is that? What is that little grind in between? What is that? Why not?
So, you know, when I was younger, I had all these dreams and these visions for myself. And
As
one of the
everyone.
visions was I want to get married. I want to have a husband. And over time, as I've done a lot of just soul searching and, just going within for a lot of answers and changing my perspective on things, marriage is deep. Okay. Marriage, it looks cute. I know a lot of people, we hype it up, and especially we look at celebrities' marriages and things like that. We really hype it up, but
Just had a show about that where we talked about it, but yeah, I feel you. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, marriage is way deeper than what it may look like on the surface. And from a very young age, I've developed this perspective where everything is a business, so make it your business.
Mm,
Marriage is a business.
mm,
Okay, marriage is like a deep business contract. And I watch a lot of movies, I read a lot of books, I read a lot of articles, and there's I'm not gonna get too deep. Marriage is a very serious thing. So, like I said, I can't speak for all young people. I can really just speak for myself. But where my perspective is for marriage, I can be, I can be with the person and be okay with not getting married, or we can be married on our own terms, just not on paper, right?
okay. Okay.
Because oh my god, I'm trying to figure out how to really art. I had this conversation with my best friend about it too, and I was telling her like my perspective on marriage is like just so different. It's a contract. It's a business contract. And if that is a route that people are going to go, I'm not going to say I'm against it,
Right.
right? But I'm just saying like I just feel like there's a really big misunderstanding to marriage that a lot of people are not understanding. And I think some young people, like I can't speak for everybody, but I think some young people are maybe just looking at it like, you know what, it is what it is. It's not something that's to be super super hyped about, as a lot of us have done so,
Mm,
but it's a really big thing. But for me, I'm just like I'm at the point where it's just like, we can get married or we cannot get married, but it's it's a real big thing. The whole paper for me, just having to sign papers and stuff like that to legalize a marriage, that just don't sit right with me.
right,
It just don't
right.
sit. It don't. It really don't. Cause look, I'm sorry. Like let's just say you got married and
Mhm.
you say you've been married. So I mean,
I
like
have
you're
been married.
divorced.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm divorced, completely divorced. Yeah, like 10,
All right.
11 years ago.
So some divorces, and I've had coworkers who told me about their divorces and stuff like that. People divorces be taking like years to finalize.
Man, look, yeah, it's a process, man.
It's
It's a
a
whole
process.
crazy
So it's just
process. Yeah,
like
that's true.
for me, that's what I'm saying. That the whole signing the papers and legalizing it and all that good stuff. Look, honey, we can be married. We both better go buy some rings and tell everybody we married. Forget sign that paper and,
You say have witnesses, have it on a piece of paper. Let's hang
yeah,
it up on the wall in our house. We know what it is. The
yeah.
witnesses know what it is, but the
The
state don't
witnesses
have to be
know.
involved. Yeah,
Exactly. I'm just like, if we want to be done with each other, bye, get your stuff and go. But that whole
right.
process that it takes to,
Just
like I said,
yeah.
it's just for me. I'm just very in tune spiritually, and that contract that's a deep thing, and
Mm,
stuff like
mm,
that becomes like real thick cords to cut.
Yeah, you're not the first
So
person. You're not the first person on the show to say that, man. You're not
I
the
just
first
tread
person.
softly with it, but yeah, my whole perspective for marriage has definitely changed. Again, is it still like a heart's desire I have? I would be lying if I said it wasn't. But at the end of the day, I've just gotten to that point in my perspective, like, you know what? I'm fine not being married. I could be with that person for 10, 20, 30, 40 years and it not be legal, like, it not be actually written on
Mm,
paper.
okay, okay. I could see that. And look, you are not the first person to say that on the show. And I gotta say, look, man, I wanna get married. I do. I wanna have a wifey. I do. I wanna have a wifey. I wanna have my person. I do. Blah blah blah. But the thing that makes it hard, I ain't gonna lie, is that because it's not just signing the contract. It's like, man, the stuff that what if it don't? What if? It's not like I'm looking for it to mess up, but what
Yeah,
if?
it's
You
always
know,
that what if.
Right, and then look, so look, I'm all in, right? And then I'm all in. 5 years later, I'm all in. 7 years later, I'm all in. 10 years later, I'm all in. But then my person decide I don't want to be all in no more.
Yeah.
Now that's gonna change everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I can feel you.
Yeah.
And then now that I say, okay, I'm ready to let you go. Then you can go over there. Now we got to go through all this legal. I, I
And it's
can't
all
say I
money.
don't
It's
understand.
it's all money.
For the most part, it is.
It's
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 money.
it's
If you
all
if you
money.
got kids and you going through a divorce, my brothers, if you watching this and you got kids and going through divorce, a 60-day wait turns into like it could turn into a long time. So I'm not valid. I'm not saying I disagree with divorce. I mean, I disagree with marriage.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the fear of divorce. That's tough. That's
Mhm.
that's 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 a hard thing. That's a hard thing. And I can understand. I think in the older people, they used to aspire to marriage, and once the younger people seen how many people got divorced, they like, why would I get married just to get divorced in like 10 or 12 years? Why would I do it? Because nobody's married no more, and a lot of the
Mhm.
older couples got divorced, right?
Mhm.
So was your mom and your dad did they get married? Were they married?
They were not married.
Okay, okay. I'm going somewhere with this line of questioning, by the way. Okay. So when you grew up in the house, did you see you didn't see the married couple, did you see the man dynamic and the woman dynamic? Did you see that or you were just single mom raised?
So it was really just single mom outright. I mean, I saw him. For one, my childhood is a bit. My childhood is a bit. I'm not gonna say it's confusing, but it's different. I was actually like adopted into a family. So
Okay.
my mother, she was originally my godmother. Um, I want to say at the time.
Hey yo, we gotta chop it up on that. Okay, offline though. But that's okay. I didn't know that. I did not know that. I did not know that.
Oh,
But go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
oh no, you're good. But yeah, she was originally my godmother, turned into my actual mother, and I want to say at the time I've been with them since like birth. But I want to say at the time she may have already they both had already may have divorced or they were in the process. I can't really say. I was very young at the time, but I would just he was never fully in the home.
Mm,
But I do recall memories of like him being there and out, but it wasn't like I was raised with both of them present under one
r-
roof.
Okay, so so it wasn't your mom then that actually physically raised you,
No.
no?
But even my biological mom and my biological dad, they weren't married.
Right. Okay. So yeah, so that's the man that took a twist. I wasn't expecting that, but so the line of questioning was, how much do you think that the dynamics of those parent-child relationships have an effect on your interpersonal relationships as you get grown? So like we were raised by our mom. My
Mhm.
dad was closest to me. So I learned a lot of masculine things, but at the same time, being raised by my mom, I learned to pay attention to a lot of feminine things. So that kept me in touch with the feminine side, and I learned a lot of the masculine side. But as I dealt with women growing up, it shaped a lot of the things that I understood about women without me even recognizing that I understood it. And so the
Right.
question is, how much do you think that is heavy, by the way? How much do you think that your upbringing has an effect on, the way you choose your relationships? You get what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. 100%. That has a 100% impact on how you go about
Really?
choosing.
Okay. In what
Yes.
way?
So, oh, this is so funny. I have a podcast episode talking about this. Um,
Okay.
it's in regards to mother and father wounds, is what that
Right, right.
podcast.
Exactly, exactly. There's a
Yeah,
lot of my
and
male listeners, they have childhood abuse, but
yeah, I
it's
mean
kept,
we
because we
all
men.
got a little something. We all
Yeah,
got a little something.
come on. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right.
Some just a little bit, some just a little bit more bigger, some just a little bit more smaller, but we all got a little bit of something. But
Absolutely.
no, the parenting dynamic, all of that, everything. This is the thing. Like if you were to go to therapy, what they're gonna do, they're gonna go all the way back. They're gonna go all the way back to your childhood
First
because
memories. Yeah, first memories.
those
Yeah.
those first memories set the root foundation for your life, literally.
Mm,
So the only thing about that, this can be very complex though, because you can have somebody who was raised in a two-parent home, healthy relationship, the
say
mom
that.
and dad equally yoked, but there was still something that was a little, there was still just something. There was
I
still,
got you. Yeah, yeah,
right, there was
yeah.
still a little bit something. So it's very complex when when we talking about those things. But let's just say, for instance, because for me, I can speak from my personal experience, and I actually had an
Hmm.
old classmate who called me for my insight on this, and based on everything she told me, I need to know nothing about her childhood. I already knew immediately what happened in her childhood. So
Wow,
instance,
wow.
let's just say, for instance, you have us ladies who father,
Who grew
no
up without
stable,
a father?
no stable male figure. And the reason why I'm talking about this, because this is something I was actually in denial of for a long time.
Hmm.
Now, I was told that I was a daddy's girl. Me and my dad, we have my biological dad. We have like a legit cool. My dad cool as hell. I have like
Right,
my
right.
dad is cool as hell. I was named after my dad, but there was like you was with your daddy. You was with your daddy. To my knowledge, I didn't meet my dad until fifth grade, but that's a whole different story for another
Okay,
time.
okay. Got you, got you, got you.
So I was in denial of this for the longest. I'm like, I don't have daddy issues, man. I was raised in a single. My mom, we don't need no man for nothing. Daddy issues, because daddy
Yeah,
issues, you become very, very hyper independent. You don't trust a
yeah.
man for nothing, absolutely
Okay,
nothing. And
okay.
I was in denial about it for so long. And then again, I had to reflect back on my past relationship. What kind of man was he, and the
Hmm.
same thing goes for a man who didn't have a stable father, or let's say your father was present but he was emotionally not
Right.
present.
Present, but not present. Presence
Present.
doesn't mean presence. I got you. Yeah, yeah, I got you.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah, I got you.
Exactly. So there's so many different factors, or it could be roles could be switched. Their mother was very
Mhm,
strict. Their mother
mhm.
was, so their partner, it's a subconscious thing. And this is why it's important to pay attention to who you actually dating. This is another reason why I pulled back and was like, whoa, I need to be single. I need to really like
Mm,
do some deep work on myself. I need to really like I gotta go in here and really get into my subconscious and see what my subconscious is kind of for, how is it dictating my life,
mhm.
how is it dictating the things that I am doing. It's all subconscious. You will subconsciously choose partners that in a way remind you of the mother that was there or the mother that wasn't
That
there,
was
the
yeah,
father
right,
that was there or the
come on,
father
hey,
that wasn't there.
I
You
like
get
that.
it?
I like that. Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah. No,
it's,
no,
it's
that's
all
true. That's right.
subconscious. It's all subconscious. And it's just like certain experiences that happen in a household. Again, it's always going to start with the maternal and the paternal figure, because they were the ones that set their foundation for your life and for
Yeah.
the people that not only are going to be attracted to you, because you can attract anybody. You
Yeah,
can
right.
attract anybody. It's all about who you choose to entertain.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, I can attract anybody, but I choose who I entertain. I'm
Yeah.
attracted to people, but I
Because
choose.
moths
I
go
like
to
that. I like
flames,
that.
right? Moths
Yeah,
moths go to flames. They go right
yeah,
into their death.
yep, yep. Hey, come on. Hey, that's a good analogy too. Real talk, real talk. Because man, yeah, that's a good analogy. That's a right to their death, son. Yo, hey, yo, that's a good one. That's a good one, Drake. Huh? That's a good one. But yeah, no, you know what? I agree with that wholeheartedly. And I'm so glad that you said that you were in denial about that. And that's why I asked that question, because a lot of times when you talk to women, when I have talked to women, the female gender, the way that they parent has a lot of things to do with the way they were parented. The way they're
Yep.
in relationships has a lot to do with with what they saw or did not see. It's too
Mhm.
strong to the left or too strong to the right. You too against, but you really want love, but you don't like men. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
you need therapy. But I'm so glad that you said that you were against it, and you kind of turned the corner there as you got older and more mature, and you were able to see yourself a little bit clearer. I think that's
Yeah.
good, man. I think that's a good I think a good that's a good path. Good acknowledgement, good evaluation of yourself. That's
Yeah.
good. They say, now I don't know if I agree with this, but they say that women, come to maturity quicker than men do. I'm gonna say, I don't know about that, because I'm a man. You know what I'm saying? I came to maturity pretty quick, but all right. So look, I heard you bring this up. So man, it was not going the way that I thought it was gonna go. But okay, so I heard you say this. I heard you say this a lot. Um, the energies and the spiritual, and your money vibes and blah blah blah. And so you talked about you mentioned, you didn't talk about, but you mentioned the whole what your ex person was, right? And so I'm asking you about like the whole spiritual thing. So when you say unequally yoked, so I ask a lot of my guests on the show, what does unequally yoked mean in your opinion? And I'll give you my opinion after give us your opinion. Give us as men, what does that mean to a woman? Well, to a woman like you, when you say unequally yoked.
So what I mean when I say unequally yoked is just like how we were talking about the balance in the relationship. Cause something I had to come to understand is not every hold on. Not everybody is going to be incompatible to you.
Hmm.
Cause see, I see a lot, and it started to like give me the ick. I see a lot where people say
Give me the ick.
it gives me the ick. No, it do. It really do. I see a lot where people be like, "Oh, this zodiac sign is not compatible with this zodiac sign, or this
Mhm.
zodiac sign is like less compatible." I'm getting to the point where it's like I don't think I believe that. I
Yeah,
think
I
you can
don't.
be I think you can be compatible with anybody. It's more so about, again, how balanced you are as an individual, as individuals, as separate individuals. Because sometimes we attract, if you are too far of an extreme, you're gonna attract the person that's going the opposite end of the
I
extreme.
hate, you know what? I hate that I agree with you right now. I hate that. I hate it. I hate that I agree. Fellas, I'm not trying to agree, brothers. My brothers. My brothers. I'm still a brother. I'm trying to not agree, but I agree. Okay, keep going. All
So
right, go
yeah,
ahead.
so unequally yoked is y'all both are off. Like both y'all are not in balance. And that's the thing. This is the tricky thing about balance. You're not gonna always nobody's always 100%. It's
Perfect.
the same
Right,
thing with
right, right.
healing. It's the
Hmm.
same thing with
Hmm.
healing. I can't stand when somebody be like, oh, I'm over that. Okay, you may be over it right now, but there's gonna be something that's gonna trigger you. And
Yeah,
that's gonna be your test to see
and you
you
might
respond
slip.
the same.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's
Exactly.
right.
So it's just like it really just takes two individuals to be aware of self, to be able to be equally yoked with each other, so that way you are aware of your own emotions, you're aware like I don't know, maybe I don't even know. Oh, there are some people that's at that point in their life, but that's just what I mean when I say unequally yoked. Like y'all energies are just off. Both parties are just unbalanced. Two different ends of the extreme of things,
Yeah.
and it just cause a whole combustion.
Yeah. See, so to go along with that, I would definitely say, when you're talking about a relationship, you have to give people grace. Like, you have to be able to know that I've chosen the right person, but right now, this person needs grace.
Mm-hmm.
Let me say this for all of my brothers that are watching this. If she cheat, it's over. But if you got the capacity, now look, I would definitely is we run it. She cheat, run. But if you got the capacity to give her grace, give her grace. But the point that I was saying was, when you're in a relationship, you have to be very cautious and patient in the way you choose a person,
Mm-hmm.
because this person is going to need your grace. So like, they're going to grow, just like what you said. You over it, but you may run into a situation that triggers something, and then you don't all the way relapse, but it's there. And then
Mm-hmm.
at that point, your person is going to have to say, I know this person, I love this person. He or she is just having the moment. I'm talking to my guys. She is just having the moment. I can love her through this. I can give her grace. I can be patient. But that's different than choosing the wrong person. So when you
Yeah.
say that, that's what it brings to my mind. Like, unequally yoked in your mind is just two balanced people that understands, I got the right person, but right now he just needs patience. He needs my love.
Mm-hmm.
He needs my grace. Same thing on her end. Um, but the unequally yoked part is saying, I'm too extreme to the left. And when this person does need my grace, I don't give him grace. I give him anger. I give him criticism. I give him this. I give him that.
Exactly.
Vice versa. So yeah, I could agree with
Yeah.
that. I can, most of the time when I ask the question, most people take it spiritual, and it is spiritual. I want to say it's
It is
spiritual,
spiritual.
but it's more than that too. Yeah, I think it's more than that too. In my mind, I think unequally yoked is very similar to what you said. Um, Very similar to what you said. Being balanced, but I think of balance on all other levels too. Balance in your character as a person, like you said, but also balanced in your finances, balanced in your health, balanced in
Mm-hmm.
every other aspect of your life. And as a man, for me, I wanted to become the five-star man. The five-star man is establishing balance in all the areas of my life, in parenting, in being, if I'm a husband, if I'm a boyfriend, if I'm just a man, at my job, with my health, with my money. Everything needs to have a balance. You get what I'm saying? So, like,
Yeah.
I would say equally yoked to the extreme, all the way around is like being balanced in all of those areas. I like that word, by the way. Balance. Balance. That's good. That's really good. I gotta say, I mean, yeah, I thought you was gonna say something that was crazy, but yeah,
Really?
I did. I did. But I gotta say, I agree with you on that. I do. I agree with you. I agree with you on that. The equally yoked thing is about being balanced in multiple areas of
Yeah.
your life. Do you think? Let me ask it this way: How much do, and I've asked this question to a couple of my guests, right? Uh, how much do religious beliefs factor into the person you choose to be with in your mind? How important is that?
In my mind,
This is for my fellas, by the way. You
this is for the fellas.
y'all
This
heard y'all heard my take on that on a couple podcast episodes ago. But
so
how important is it?
in my mind, it's very important for me. Can't speak for nobody else. It's very important for me. And the reason why I say that is because, as you can probably already tell, I'm a little bit more on the spiritual side.
Mhm.
However, let me just say this. I I've studied different religions. I grew up a 7 day. I was raised a 7 day Adventist. So I
Got you.
understand the values of the religions, which when you really think about it, they all agree on the same thing. It's all the same thing.
Some
But
stuff.
the reason why it's important for me and why it has a very big impact on who I decide to be with in regards to that manner is because religious, of course, religion in itself, it's already got like a little like a bad rep. Okay, let's just be frank.
True.
It has a bad
Very
rep,
true.
and why does it have a bad rep? Well, because religion, even though religion was something that I feel like I'm about to educate you real quick on something
All right. Go ahead.
on
Go
this.
ahead.
Religion was really a spiritual thing. However, it was taken as something to control people, to put fear into people. And this is
Mhm.
why it's important when it comes to choosing a person, because some people can be religious.
But use that as a manipulating tactic. Love
Yes.
it. Hmm.
Use it as something to justify their patriarchal. Because I'm speaking from a woman perspective. I date men, but they use it as a way to build power for themselves, and it's just like that's
Mm,
not what it was for from the beginning.
mm.
Religion was not developed for that. Religion wasn't even developed at all, because everything was always spiritual. If you look back at the Mayans and how everybody did things, it wasn't no Christian, it was none of that. It was none of
Okay.
that. These were things that was developed to accumulate and build, develop power and control and fear. That's really what it is. But it's important, because if y'all don't have the same beliefs, you believe one thing. Like me, I'm too spiritual, so I'm believing in the metaphysical side of things. I'm seeing deeper beyond what the religions people may see, or I don't interpret the same things that they interpret. So that in
Hmm.
itself is gonna cause a clash. That's
You're right.
that
Right.
right
Right.
there. Cause they gonna think that, oh, you on that woo woo stuff. You talking,
Right.
you talking crazy. No, Jesus is this. Jesus is God. Jesus. At this point, I agree with it. I agree.
Hey yo, hey yo, you
I
like
agree.
you right. You
No, I
right.
don't even,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to talk about religion and stuff like that. Even though
Yeah.
that is, I don't shy away from topic. I don't shy away from politics. I don't shy away from religion. I could talk about it all, but it's just like some you got to tread softly, because some people be really like
Right. They be too strong with it. Yep.
they
Yep.
be
You
strong.
know what?
They
Yeah.
they're not too receptive. So it's like, okay, no problem.
And you look, that's good, because that speaks to you being sensitive and wise enough to know, you know what, this is a brick wall right here. This is not a
Yeah,
conversation. Let me just back out slowly. Let me, okay,
honestly,
you got it.
honestly. Like if I were to ask myself, like, could I be in a relationship with a religious person? Because I don't think I've ever really. I mean, I've been in relationships with guys who claim that they believe in God and stuff like that.
Hmm. The Riz. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hold on, fellas. Her phone, her phone froze. We gonna give her a little bit of time. Hold on, guys. Hold on, hold on. Her phone froze. She having some technical difficulties.
I can still hear you.
You can hear me, okay, but your phone okay, okay, I got you, I got you. All right, all right. She's back, guys. She's back. Woo! Wait a minute, I got the pause button over here
That
somewhere.
oh, I froze.
Yeah, your phone froze, but she's back, guys. She's back. All right, all right. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Okay, but go ahead. You was talking
Oh
about,
man.
could you be this where we left off? Could you be with someone who was religious,
Yeah.
and you were saying, boom, that's what you were saying. Could I use it? Could I be with someone who
So
was religious
yes,
and
yes.
yeah, finish that statement.
So honestly, I do feel like I could, but again, I think just the issue would be the main conflict that would be in regards to that situation is where one person tries to push their beliefs onto the other person. That's where the issue,
Mhm.
that's really where the issue would be for me.
Yeah. Yeah, don't use your religion to try to manipulate me to be submissive.
Yeah.
Yeah, so look, that is another line of questioning that I was going, but I'm enjoying this one. So look, I'm a Christian, right? I do believe in the Riz. You know what I mean when I say the Riz, right? Okay, so I believe in the Riz, but I have so many conversations with atheists and Jehovah's Witnesses and Mormons and people who don't believe like I believe. And I don't get mad. I don't get
I
mad.
mean,
Like people,
you
yeah, they join people come into like I do men's Bible study, right? And
mhm.
questions, hard questions. And they don't believe it. They don't believe what I believe. But some of them continue to ask the questions that they ask because I don't think that religion should be used as a manipulation tactic. I don't think that religion or the Bible should be used. That's what the white people did. They manipulated the Bible to
Exactly.
manipulate. And look, you know what's crazy when you say that? I was watching yesterday the Book of Eli. Have you seen that movie?
I love the Book of Eli.
And that's exactly what you're saying. He wanted the Bible to
He,
manipulate and control the people. And
yep.
for people who didn't get that, it was what you are saying. This is the reason why you don't ascribe to none of that type of religious stuff because yeah, people misrepresented it. That's what I would say of that. So yeah,
Yeah.
I do believe in the Riz, but I don't believe in the way that it was presented and the way that it was demonstrated and the way I think it was just demonstrated the wrong way and people got the
Yeah.
wrong idea of it. And yeah, it kind of yeah,
Yeah.
so I mean, I wanted to ask you that. So what do you believe in? So what is your spiritual beliefs? If that's too deep, you don't have to answer it. But you said you talk about anything. So yeah, what are your spiritual beliefs?
So my spiritual beliefs is I had made a video about this. My spiritual beliefs is when people ask me, do I believe in God? Yes, I do believe in God. But my belief in God, I don't I don't believe God to be a man or woman. Although this is where the contradiction can kind of come in at. I don't believe God is uh some some man that lives in the heavens, that live in the
Right,
sky.
right,
I
right.
don't believe that. I don't believe that God is neither man or woman. However, man and woman are we are representations of God because we are God's creations.
Mm,
I believe God is more of an energetic flow. It's a flow of energy. Everything around us is in some form or aspect God.
okay.
Um, then I've had people ask me like, okay, well, what about Jesus? Do you believe in Jesus? This is the thing that kind of cringed me about some religious people. I'm just gonna be honest because a lot of people praise Jesus. They
All right,
praise Jesus.
now you
Jesus.
know what? Look, that a lot of my listeners are Christian males, so
I'm
I'm just
sorry.
I'm giving you the caution. But you free to say whatever you want to say. And I'm
I'm
not the one. Look, guys, I'm not the one to rebuttal her. I am listening. We are listening to what she
we
has to say about religion. That is it. I have a
we
follow up
listen and we
question,
try not
my
to judge.
brothers. I got a follow up question, my brothers. We are not judging. We are not getting mad. But I got a follow up question. But go ahead.
Oh no, it's definitely not to judge anybody. It's just one of those things that again, I'm a big observer.
That's right.
And religion for me has been this has been one of those things that I've been questioning in my life since I was a little girl. Like I said, I was raised as a 7-day Adventist. And because
Mm-hmm.
of my background, because of my background, this is the reason why I really had to like go on this whole solitude journey to really
Mm-hmm.
develop my own beliefs and develop my own relationship with God.
Mm-hmm. You got to unpack a
And
lot of that stuff.
personally, I'm not even a big fan of calling God. I call God the universe because God is
Okay.
everything. God is literally in everything. Um, but ever since I was a kid, I've always been questioning because there were things that just didn't make sense. This is how I came to the conclusion at a very young age that, oh, y'all really using religion to manipulate and to get over on people because my own mother did it. Right? My
Mm,
own mother would take stuff out the Bible and like and use it as a way to justify like her punishments or
mm,
things like that.
mm,
And for
mm.
me, at an early age, it had already kind of messed me up with my relationship to, religion, or my relationship to
Yeah.
God. So it's just like it's just very interesting. My beliefs on it is very, I believe everything is spiritual. I believe that we are, when they say we're gods and we're goddesses, I do believe in that because we are in a way different. We are, how can I put it? We are um I said we are representations of God because we're co-creators. If God, the universe, is the creator of all things, then that makes us co-creators,
Mm-hmm.
co-creators with God, co-creators with the universe. Now there's the thing about Jesus. I've had people ask me, okay, well, if that's your belief on who God is, then
Mm-hmm.
what
What about
about
y'all?
Jesus? I believe Jesus was a real man. I
Mm-hmm.
believe Jesus was a legit real man, but he was so in tune with himself. With himself, you have to go within yourself to actually find God. I don't. And this is no offense to nobody. Yeah, I ain't trying to. I'm not judging. I'm not shooting nobody
Okay.
down.
Yeah. Yeah. Say that. Say that.
I'm not trying to shoot nobody down. I am known to rock the boat. I am known to do that.
I am
But
too.
I'm sorry, but trying to find God inside of a church, trying to find God, that is not how you find God.
Mm.
I'm sorry. That is not you. That could be a way. I will say this because I feel for y'all. That is a way you can try to cultivate a relationship
Yo,
with God. I will say that.
she say I feel for y'all. You included me into the group that you feel for.
I do because again, it's like I
Okay.
don't like to be the person like I just know it all. But
Yeah.
my connection with God, I can't. It's one of those things that's just so hard to articulate. Like I because a
Okay.
lot of people be asking me, well, how you know this stuff? What do you mean? How do you know that? I just can't explain it. I really can't. I really cannot explain it. But this is what I try and tell people. You have to understand we all are human beings. Yes, we
That's
are.
right.
But
That's
we
right.
are spiritual beings having a human experience.
Mm-hmm.
Every
Mm-hmm.
last one of our souls, every last one of our spirits, because your spirit is the light of your soul. That spirit is a direct connection to source, direct connection to the universe. When you feel certain things, that's a direct connection to the source. So I don't think that God is there's no God
Okay.
is the energetic flow.
Well,
The
look, here's
energetic
what
flow.
I'll say in response to that. Now, this is the first thing that we disagree on. Now, everything that I learned about my job, I learned from the Bible. I've been in church all my life. I'm a musician, so I've been in church all my life. When I say all my life, the history deep in the church. But I didn't learn my job from the church. I feel like what you're saying is a lot of people's experiences, and that's why he has been represented wrong. He has been misrepresented because
Mhm.
I was in church, like I would play bass, people shouting, doing this, speaking in tongues, and I'm looking
Yeah.
and I'm do 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 1 to the 5, do 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 do, go to the da 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 do da da do do da da. I'm doing what I'm doing, but it wasn't real for me. It's just this what people do. This what they need to get off on Sundays. So boom, I'm gonna let y'all get off. I'm gonna play my notes. I'm gonna go smoke my weed, chase my women. I'm gonna do what I do. Um, but the thing is that when I really like the same thing that you doing, when I really just start to like, okay, is this like really a real thing? Come on, man. Like, what are we really doing? And I really start to seek. I got it through just reading the Bible, learning the Bible. And then once I started learning and understanding my job, I call him my job. So my listeners know I call him my job. But when I
Yeah,
say my job,
I've heard that term too.
okay. So, but understanding him from the way the people in the Bible described him, and then when I would run into like church leaders who would say certain things, and I'm thinking that's not the way that the book described him. But I hear what you're saying. This is not the way to that ain't cool. But I hear what you're saying. And I'm always gonna be humble. But if I wasn't in the book, I would have been detoured from the true my job. And then when he started to show me himself, I was like, okay, now this is real. So then I would start asking hard questions. I'm the person that asks the hardest questions. So I'm gonna ask my job this. And then I start to learn how he communicates. I start to learn this is that. And so I believe what I believe, not because but because of what the like people who have learned him and who knew him and what they say, and then I try
Mhm.
okay, if I do this, will I actually hear something or see something, or will and yeah, I believe from that perspective. So when you say that, I can say I most of the people that I talk to who don't believe in Christianity or in my job, it has always boiled down to a person or people who have misrepresented them, misrepresented him, and
Mhm.
taken advantage of their desire to get closer to him. So they see you trying to get closer to him. So they're going to use that as a way to manipulate you. And then when you brought up the husband thing, it's sad, but it's true. It's a way of dominating the woman. And the Bible don't teach that though. You know what I'm saying? Like it just don't. So like
No.
yeah, I mean, I disagree with you fundamentally, but I can let me say it that way. Yeah, I disagree with you, but I understand why you had a perspective that you have. And then if you say 7 Day Adventist, that's the same to me, that's the same as Jehovah's Witness, that's the same as Mormon, that's the same as these other break offs of what it is actually supposed to be. It's like
Mhm.
Baptist or like I don't want to say Church of God in Christ. I don't want to lump them into that, but I don't know what this other thing is, but it's a break off of even Catholicism.
Good thought.
All of these
Yeah.
are break offs of what is actually supposed to be. So when you say that, I understand why you say that, but at the same time, I mean, I still believe in the Riz, and I still believe in the Riz. But the line of question that I had was, and you answered it earlier, but I want you to go into it a little bit here. So, for a woman who does believe as you believe, and you say that you've done your discipline, you've studied it, you've read it, or at least you had personal encounters with it. For a guy who is really into that, how would you approach that as far as being in a relationship with him? Because for some of my guys, when they say that they're Christians, it turn women off. When they say that they believe in the Riz, the God of the Bible, it turns women off. You know, what is the response to a woman when a guy says that? What would be your response? I want to talk to you, but like, I believe in the Riz. As
Honestly, my response is like, okay.
long as you treat me right.
I mean, yeah, because everything a person's going to show you who they are.
hmm hmm hmm
One of the things I've had to learn is to not place to not place so much expectations. Like you can have desires, you can have things that you like, you can have I mean, it's not to say that you can't have expectations. We're going to have expectations, right? Because there, if we like something, if or we like something out of a person, that immediately becomes like an expectation.
Okay,
That
that's right.
that immediately becomes like an expectation. But what I'm saying is I've had to learn to go into connections with a clear, open mind. Like I'm not coming
hmm
into this relationship like, oh, I need him. I expect him to do this and that. No, I'm coming in with a
Yeah.
clear, open mind. So however you show up, however you act, I'm just taking it all in, and we'll go from there. Because like I said, you have people that will sit here and they'll tell you, "Oh, I'm a Christian. I'm this. I'm that."
But the
But
lifestyle, you're
yeah,
right. Yeah, the
But
way you
are you though?
responding to this, right, right, right.
You
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
sure you're just not using that as a cover up? You sure like, but are you though? So like I'm the kind of person, if you're going to be in a connection with me, you gotta show up your true authentic self. And I think that's
Mhm.
another reason why some of my relationships have not worked out too well, because I kind of challenged them in that way to show, okay, you say you this,
Just
let's
demonstrate it. Yeah,
let's
yeah.
demonstrate.
Be what you
I'm not
said.
the one for all that talking. It's like, okay, yeah, okay, you telling me this, you telling me that, okay, cool. But the way you're showing up, it's not aligning up with what you said. So a person comes to me like, oh, I'm Christian, I believe this, I believe that. I'm just going, okay, because I like to stay open minded like that. I don't, again, I try not to
Okay.
place limitations onto myself. So just because a person is coming to me telling me that they're whatever, they're into this religion, I'm not going to immediately
All
shut them down. I used to be like that. I will say that. I used to be like that. I used to be like, oh, he a Chris. Nope, not dealing
Yeah,
with it.
okay.
I don't want them
Okay.
problems. I don't want them problems. I don't. But I had to come to a realization that me being that way, I was closing myself off, and I was restricting myself from evolving where I needed to be, or evolving into the person that I desire to be, or not even that, just continue to meet that everlasting goal that I have myself, which is to forever be a student and to forever keep growing.
Mhm.
When you desire to keep growing, you can't close yourself off like that. You just can't. And not only that,
You're right. That's right.
we have
That's
to
absolutely right.
coexist. We have to coexist with everybody. So just because they're a part of this group, they're a part of that group, you can't just be like, oh, I'm not dealing with them because I don't want no parts of that. You got to learn how to you got to learn how to coexist. You have to learn how to mingle and get along with these people. So if
That's right.
man comes to me and he tells me, I believe in the Riz, I believe this, okay,
Mhm.
okay. But let's just make sure that you can back up. You can back that up. You really about that.
I got you. I got you. I got you. Okay. Then I ain't got no rebuttal to that. I would say in response to that, I would say, sometimes, a lot of the guys that watch the show, my brothers, run into a lot of women with the unrealistic expectations. Unrealistic expectations. So a lot of the young women, especially nowadays, they have unrealistic expectations. Like, okay, example, don't nobody know how much money I got. You can see the car that I drive, and that'll make you assume the way I dress is regular. What I wear, what I do, what I put on, the way I live my life is real regular, and that's the way. I like it. But for the people who see that, they may, I can't talk to him. He drive this. I can't talk to him. He wearing feelers. Or I can't talk to him. And you don't know what kind of shoes I got. But my point for saying that is like, we run into a lot of women that have unrealistic expectations. And so, what in your mind is an unrealistic expectation for a woman to have as a man? I'm gonna give you one. First date. What is what is your idea of a good first date? And then, do you think it's realistic or unrealistic as an expectation?
My idea of a good first date. Hmm. You know, I would honestly be okay with I would and this is interesting that I'm saying this now because I'm thinking back on my younger self, even though I'm young, but I'm thinking about my younger self. My younger self, so, oh, absolutely
Right.
not.
That's bare minimum. That
Honestly, any man who puts in the effort to try and do something, it don't have to be nothing super glamorous. We can go to the park, right? We can just
no, no, say something that I can say something extra so I can say no, that's not okay. Come on, give me some.
hold
You
on.
said a
Okay,
park.
wait. Ask me the question again. Ask me the question again. Let
What
me
is
just
your
make sure.
idea? What is your idea of a first date? Boom.
Of a first date.
First date.
A good first date.
Good first date for a guy that's
Okay.
trying to.
Okay, a good first date. Let's go to the
Mhm.
movies.
No, like you're supposed to say something outrageous so I can disagree with it. You're not supposed to say regular stuff. You're supposed to say outrageous stuff. Look, my whole argument is that women have unrealistic expectations. You are proving me wrong right now. Okay.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I know there's one. There's one.
All right. Come
Uh,
on.
take
Give us that one.
take me out to dinner, but I don't want to go to Cheesecake Factory. Cheesecake Factory is for the Lolos. I'm too good
No.
for Cheesecake
Right. I
Factory.
thought you had motion. You know what's fun? I've never been. I think I've been to the Cheesecake Factory once. Have you ever been to the Cheesecake
I've
Factory?
been to Cheesecake Factory.
Okay. Is that a good date for a
That
first
is
date?
not a bad place. There was a whole argument about that where the girl she had an issue because he took her to the
To
Cheesecake
Cheesecake
Factory.
Factory. I'm like,
And
what?
I'm just
Like,
like, you ungrateful.
he should have took you to Wingstop.
Girl, at this point, should took you to McDonald's and not even
Bruh,
sit
come
in,
on.
take you to the drive-through.
And you bet not soup. Nah, I'm just playing. Nah, you can supersize it, get the extra, but nah, yeah. You get the point though. You get
I
the
get the
point.
point.
The whole thing was, I mean, I don't think that women should have these unrealistic expectations. What are your thoughts on that? Speak to maybe a lady that's watching. Speak to my young guys. What is a realistic first date, in your opinion, as a young lady?
Oh, a realistic first date is, like I said, even like a night, like a nice little picnic in the park. A movie
Free.
is a movie is right. A movie is nice. Like I just think it's the fact that the guy is making an effort, especially if you're the kind of girl who prefer the guy to make that first move. You know, you
Right.
prefer the guy to like to step up in that way. Cause
Right.
I'm sort of traditional. Like I'm a little unconventional, but I'm also like I have some traditional beliefs, especially when it comes to like love. Like honestly, I do. I believe in letting the man, cause I don't, cause for a woman to be chasing a man, that's a woman in masculine energy. So if a woman is
Okay.
making
Okay.
all
I
the
get that.
effort to set up dates and stuff like that, well, dang, call him little princess. Then he's getting princess treatment. He's
That's
getting
terrible.
princess treatment. You
Guys,
know,
that is sarcasm, by the way, my brothers. That is sarcasm. You do not want to be Princess Pepe out here.
you don't want
Come
to be
on, bro.
princess.
You don't want to be that. Okay, okay, okay. I got you. All right. I'm sorry.
But like I just think something that's just so realistic is just at least he's putting in effort. It don't have to be big and glamorous, and that's where I be disagreeing with a lot, especially us young girls. Young girls be giving these young girls be giving us other young girls bad reps. Like dang, they because the thing about dudes, if they see if they have an experience with one girl and one girl give them a bad experience, they think all girls are saying it's like, dang, you making it hard for the good ones. Like
I mean, look, it'd be the same on the female side,
it
though.
be the same on the
The
female
girls, you
end
run
too,
into
though.
one bad one,
Yeah,
it's working against the good ones.
yeah, that is true. That is true. But I'm like, dang, like just let him, just let him do. He's doing. He's trying.
That's
He's
what's up.
trying. A man does not. That I think that's very unrealistic. I've even seen something where the girl was like, "Oh, he got to spend XYZ in order to." That
I,
is
I,
just
I, see,
crazy.
I see some of that too. I do.
That's really like mind blowing to me.
Yep. In my mind, my brothers, get
Get
up. Get out of there.
out of there.
Don't do it.
Seriously.
Yeah. No, 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 no,
Seriously.
no. But look, I'm really big on this. I'm big on connection. So I always encourage my brothers. First date ideas should be somewhere where you can talk, somewhere where you can like actually like learn about the person that you're dating. You're gonna get the number, right? But then the first date is like, I want to get to know you. So if we do go to the movie, these are talk points for when we leave the movie because we're gonna do.
Yeah.
I always encourage against going to see a movie on the first date. Let's say that for third date, but if that's what you're gonna do, use it as a talking point when you leave the movie. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think I don't think that you're supposed to show off how much money you have on the first date, or you're not supposed to be extra on the first date. You're just supposed to be yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I tell dudes that just be yourself, man. Think up a date, plan up a date within your means, and
Yeah.
then let her know. Say, look, I want us to go out on a date on Friday. Boom. Is this? Boom, boom, boom. Not even asking, but just saying, hey, I want us to go out on a date on Friday. And if she asks, then you tell her. If she don't ask, you just say, yeah, just meet me here. Boom, meet me there. Boom, we leaving here. Okay, we going here.
Yep.
Yeah, do it
You
like that.
you you, you available on this day around this time? All right. I like I
Okay.
like for us. I like for us to go here. I like for us to. It's like okay.
All right, all right. Good conversation. Good conversation. Look, okay. So I got like one, maybe two more questions, but
Okay.
here's one good one that I see. Why do you? Oh, that's actually a really good one. Why do you think it's so hard for people nowadays to find the one? What makes it so hard to find the one, in your opinion?
What makes it so hard to find the one? It's really ourselves.
Explain that.
What I mean by that is, for one, oh, I had just made a video talking about this. A, I think a lot of us, and again, I can speak from personal experience.
Hmm.
I think a lot of us, but we're also conditioned. We're conditioned. We're programmed to kind of be this way. So it's not our fault, but when we get to a certain age, once you're past 19 and all that good stuff, it's your fault. Um, but a lot of
I
us
like that. I like that.
a lot of us we too busy searching outside of ourselves. We too busy searching for things outside of ourselves. Oh, there's that, and then there's another aspect too. Is a lot of us we're too shallow, and that kind of goes to
Hmm.
like the whole unrealistic things. Like we looking at the surface level of things. We want love is a deep thing.
That's right.
Love is a deep. It's very deep. But what I mean is like when we're looking for it outside of ourselves, that just goes to show that we don't embody love within ourselves. One of the biggest lessons I've had to learn in my 20s and dealing with my 7-year relationship is you can't love nobody if you don't love yourself. So
That's right.
how can you and it's vice versa. If the man don't love himself, if he's battling with some insecurities and things within himself, he's not going to have that full capacity to give you that love because he don't even fully embody it within himself.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
so the reason why a lot of us are not really finding the one is because a lot of us we are not in the frequency to align ourselves. It's alignment. It's an alignment thing. You have to embody
That's a
the
good
energy
word.
to align to it, align to that one. And when and it's all a process. It's all a process. Once you begin to embody love, self-love, you align to the energy. When you align to the energy, you then have to be able to recognize it in another person. And
Hmm.
a lot of us may think that we recognize it in someone,
But it be
but
lust.
but no, seriously, honestly, it really is lust. Or again, it's just that shallow way of seeing things. We're not seeing things on a deeper level. We're just seeing what that person is showing us on a surface on a surface base, and we think, oh my god, he's the one, she's the one. No,
Hmm. Yeah, right, right, right.
no. And then something else we have to be mindful of is that everybody's really just a mirror of us. So if that person is reflecting something back to you, 9 out of 10 is something that you ain't acknowledged within yourself, or it's something that you haven't healed from. It could be a lot of things. So I
And
think
you're
a
drawing that, you think you're drawing that to yourself because of your own personal.
exactly. So the reason why a lot of us is not really find oh, I need to charge my laptop. The reason why a lot of us is not really finding love or finding the one is because we're not in alignment to connect with that one. We're not in
Okay.
alignment.
How many young ladies are thinking like that though? You need to get your cord, you need to get your charger.
Is right here. I just gotta plug it in.
Okay. How many other young people are thinking that way though? Like we got
Honestly,
social media. We got social media. Social media make you think that your person ain't the perfect person. Your person ain't the right person for you. Social media make you
exactly.
think, oh, my DMs is blowing up. So I need to go and chase this attention that maybe my person ain't giving me right now. Or this person is pursuing me, pursuing me, pursuing me. Maybe I need to go and step out on my relationship right now. We got social media. Social media has such a major impact on all of our relationships. And so, like, you might be blinded by social media, thinking that you haven't, like, you may actually connect with the right person, but then social media make you think this ain't the right person. What would be a response to that? Your response to that? What would be your response to that?
No, social media definitely is a big influence on that. I think especially for us younger people. I can't really speak for the older generation, but
Especially.
for the younger generation, is no, it is though. Seriously, seriously, they see other couples on social media like, oh well, why we not like that?
Why
Why
we
we
ain't doing that? It's all lies, my
exactly,
brother. It's all lies, my sister. And
exactly.
my brother and his sister is lies. It's lies.
It's all lies. It's all lies. But this is exactly what I mean though. We allow so many external things to influence our decisions when we're not
Mhm.
really looking within ourselves to really make that decision for ourselves. We letting
That
him,
and
them,
that.
and her, even our friends, and especially female. Oh, this why I got this is
Mm,
why my clique is like this. I need to see exactly.
okay.
I need to see exactly, and I ain't asking nothing. Because again, you have to be able to trust yourself when it comes to making certain decisions, especially regarding love. Don't go talk to your single best friend, especially if you found the one. Especially if you
Okay.
found
Okay.
the one. You got that one single friend who just ain't had no successful relationships. They're gonna be telling you, no,
Right. Don't
girl,
be don't be listening. Yep. Come
don't
on,
be
man. Yeah,
listening
that's
to
real.
them.
Yeah.
Don't be
That's real.
listening. Honestly, my advice on that is don't even be including people in your relationship.
I want to say I agree
Don't
with that.
don't even be doing that, because once you get too many people in your head, it makes you start overthinking, and now again you're being influenced by other people. Your decisions are being influenced by other people.
Yep. Through
another
social
another
media.
another reason why we don't for us young people, again I'm going to speak for the young people,
Okay.
a lot of us are not thinking to this level because some of us don't even know who we are. Some of us still don't know
That's
who we
true.
truly are. We
Still
still
learning.
live in our
Still
we
learning.
still
Still growing.
we yeah, still learning, still growing. A lot of us, we still seeing life, or we're still seeing life, and we're still living life through other people's eyes, through our mama's
Mhm.
eyes, through our daddy's eyes. There could be things that have, especially from a female perspective, the closest person who has an impact on how you go about maneuvering through love is going to be the maternal figure. Again, whether it was present or not present, the paternal figure definitely still has a major impact too. But
Mhm.
for women who have connections with their mother, they pay close attention to how their mother handled things, and
Mhm.
so they don't understand how that programs them to also move in the same way in the matters of love. It's so
Yep.
funny.
Let
I
me
was
say, whether successful or unsuccessful, they still are trained in those.
They
Yep.
still
Yep. Yep.
train,
Yep.
yeah,
Go
because
ahead. Go ahead. What
everything
you?
in regards to the mother is being projected out onto the daughter. So like if the
Mhm.
mother didn't have like a successful relationship, she's passing that down to her daughter, and her daughter in a way it's like she's like molding her daughter to do
Mm-hmm.
certain things that maybe
Mm-hmm.
she didn't do so that her daughter can
Grooming.
have a successful relationship. Not
Yeah.
even realize she's still sabotaging her daughter, because at the end of the day,
Yes.
her daughter is not having the ability to think for herself.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's good. That's good. That's good. I think you was finna go somewhere else with that though. You was going somewhere else. I wasn't trying to cut you off.
I was. Sometimes I be going so deep with stuff. I be really going down a rabbit hole. I be having
Nothing
to
wrong
catch
with it.
myself.
Yeah, nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. I think a lot of young men are gonna benefit from our conversation. And look, this can't be the last conversation. I think we not out of time, but I don't want it to go too long. But I think a lot of young men are going to benefit from our conversation. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I want to say thank you for your time. And there, look, I want you to give the young guys, my listeners, some last words, some signing off words. And don't click off, but give us some last words. Well, not us, but give them some last
Give them.
words. Yeah.
So, should it be anything in regards to relationship, or just anything?
Regards to relationship, and then add your anything on top of that. Brief and brilliant.
So, in regards to relationships for the young guys, I would honestly just say, don't look for a partner, or don't look for a young lady to be your mom.
Oh,
Okay?
that's heavy.
If you're finding yourselves in connections with young women who remind you of your mother, and like not in a good way, ah,
You gotta
run away, get out of there.
go.
Please allow yourself to grow up. We already have a lot of what you call them, men children.
Oh,
I don't want to see no more men children, please. I don't want to see any more
women
men
don't want to
children.
see no more men children.
No, we don't want to see any more man children.
When you say man
Please.
children, what do you mean
Please.
when you say a man child?
A man child is a man who is physically mature, as in like he's full physically developed as a man, but in a way emotionally and mentally he's still that of a child, which in a way we're all still children. Like, don't get me wrong,
Mhm.
we are all still children, but it's just that their level of maturity in regards to their mental and emotional is still at a point of a child.
Yeah. Okay.
They
Just wanted
rely
you to clarify.
on the woman to do XYZ things to take care of them, essentially.
Yeah. Mm, mm,
That's not
mm, mm,
that's not that's not how a relationship is. A healthy, stable, and mature relationship is supposed to be. That's not how that's supposed to look. Your
yeah.
girlfriend, your partner, whoever, she is not your mother. She is your partner. And for the
That's right.
young ladies that watch this, you are not his mother. You are meant to be his partner. So
Partner.
y'all need to cut it out. It's getting crazy out here.
It's like crazy, crazy. I don't think people are getting married no more because you find the one, and then social media and all of these crazy influences influence you to just I don't know. But
Everything.
anyway, look, that's the sign off, guys. Look, I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. This has been a great episode for me. Great conversation. Thank you so much for being
Definitely.
a guest. Not gonna be the last time, by the way.
Not
Not
gonna
gonna
be the
be the
last
last time.
time.
Not gonna be the
I-
last
I'm I'm
time.
so grateful for this to be my first guest appearance on a podcast. I really enjoyed this. I really did.
I'm
I
glad.
look
I'm
forward.
glad.
I look forward to talk. I didn't have no expectations at all. I
You
was like, let's.
did.
I mean, I got a glimpse of the previous. I even watched a few of your other videos. I'm like, okay, so I kind of got an idea of what the podcast would be like, but then it's like, I don't know what this man gonna ask me. I don't know what we gonna talk
Yeah,
about.
your boy finna be shooting. How about that? I ain't gonna do you like that. I ain't gonna do you like that. But listen, look, thank you for your time. Thank you for your episode. Don't click off. I'm finna end the episode. But you guys, thank y'all for watching. Y'all have a great day. I'll see y'all next Friday. Look, email me, guys. Email me if y'all got topics, if y'all got subjects, if y'all got questions. Appreciate the emails that I got from last week's episode. I appreciate that. Marcus Stewart at tgmchurch.org. Email me, my brothers. All right, I'm going offline. If this thing click off, just stay in the studio.